Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Last night, on Christmas night, we gave you some amazing news. Plenty of sources are coming out and saying that Paramount is teaming up with Hasbro for a new Power Rangers project. There is talk that we could get a new movie. We could also get an animated show. And my question today is Hasbro finally ready to give Power Rangers the Transformers treatment? I'm talking about a big budget movie. I'm talking about multiple shows, a bunch of toys on the shelves. Are we ready for it? We're going to talk about it. Hit that intro, Rangers.
You are watching the Fan Club.
You're watching the Fan Club.
And you're watching the Fan Club. Do you know what time it is?
And you know what time it is.
It's time for the Fan Club. Let's go. Hey!
I can't do this on my own, cause you know things ain't always sweet when you out here in these streets. But my morpher when it morphed, I made a fake.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Fan Club. It is your boy, Braz. Welcome to the show. We are so happy to have you guys. I woke up with some energy, man. I feel real good about the brand, even though there is no real confirmed from the mouth of Hasbro evidence news that we are getting this Paramount team-up collaboration. However, enough people talked about it that it has got me hyped. I'm not going to lie. I'm hoping that eventually we do get some new information and we're going into a new year. It would make sense that maybe in the next 3 to 6 months, there could be some type of reveal, maybe a logo, maybe just an announcement, right? We have something new. And today I wanted to talk about the possibilities of Hasbro going all in with some of their IPs. Transformers has to be one of, if not their biggest brand over at Hasbro when you think about it. From all of the toys to the multiple TV series to the live action movies, they put a lot of time and energy and also money into Transformers. And will there be a day where Power Rangers gets that same treatment? Now, we've talked about in the past that Power Rangers, at least not recently, has ever made the money that Transformers is pulling in. So we understand that Hasbro needs to kind of put more of their attention to the big money maker because it is a business. And if you put all of your attention to something that's not making you as much money, you might fail, right? I do think, though, that there are a lot of similarities of Power Rangers right now and when they brought back Transformers in the early 2000s. Now, the first Transformers show I remember kind of coming back after their hiatus, tell me if I'm wrong, guys, it was like Transformers Robots in Disguise in like 2001. And there was like a dubbed anime show that was out on like Fox Kids or Kids WB, something like that. And there were toys. There was not a movie yet. And it took them a few years to get to the point where they were able to push out the movie in 2007. And when that movie blew up, it seemed like there were all different kinds of Transformer shows, multiple sequels coming out from the movie, more Transformer toys than I ever saw when I was a kid. Back in 2001 when they brought back Transformers, you gotta remember I'm a 90s kid, so like the 80s were when Transformers were supreme. I wasn't alive for that. By the way, it was Beast Wars in the 90s, which were freaking awesome, but I don't remember it being as big as it is now. It had a giant resurgence. They put their time and money into this IP, and I think that Power Rangers could have something similar. Transformers was a mega brand in the 80s. Power Rangers was a mega brand in the 90s. Hasbro was able to tap into that older market that grew up watching it, and they were also able to keep the kids by making cartoon series for the youth at the time, right? I mean, there's so many different shows now. Power Rangers hasn't really done that. They have stuck with the same formula and same type of show. And we talked last week about one of the biggest problems with Power Rangers is its identity crisis. They never made a show for the adults, so all of the adults that grew up as kids making this the number one show, they don't relate to it no more. They never had a show kind of follow them. They're into all these other superhero adult shows, but Power Rangers never aged with it. And then on the other side, the youth, they fell in love with other things and other shows, and the preschool kids are watching PJ Masks and Paw Patrol and Spidey and His Amazing Friends, but Power Rangers is still stuck in that formula that kids 30 years ago enjoyed. So it's kind of in a weird area, and I think that if Hasbro really wants to make some money with Power Rangers, they need to adapt it. And we've talked for years now, I'm talking at least like 2-3 years, about the idea of an animated series, and not just like a TV-14 one, but also making a kids show for kids. Imagine a Paw Patrol, PJ Masks type show, that CGI style animation, but with Power Rangers. You could introduce so many awesome Power Ranger characters, from allies to villains to the Rangers themselves. Thinking about it, on Spidey and His Amazing Friends on Disney Channel and Disney Plus, they introduce so many characters, and I love it. I love those type of shows. So by the time these kids are 5 or 6, they know who Black Panther, they know who Hulk, they know who Iron Man is. There's so many different characters that pop up every day on these Spidey shows. Power Rangers could do the same thing. And I think that if this is true with the Paramount information, that they're going to be working together with Paramount. Paramount Plus is still a work in progress. It is a pretty good app. We have it. I like a lot of its content, but it is not where Netflix is. It's not even where Disney is yet when it comes to IPs and a bunch of big brands. They're still working on that. There is a possibility that Power Rangers gets on there and they give it a big debut. They give it a big release. Not only could they put a movie in theaters, but they could possibly have a new animated series on there. And I also think that whoever gets kind of the rights for the new Power Ranger deal is going to get all of the old episodes too. They're going to make it a big thing. Every single episode of Power Rangers now streaming on Paramount Plus. I can see it now. And I think that a lot of the stuff that we want to happen isn't that crazy. It's not that hard. I'm not asking for too much right now. I think, though, that if you want to keep this brand going, you have to put some money, you have to listen to the fans, but also what's popular right now. If you're making a show for the youth right now, you need to look into that. And if you're making an older show for us fans, you need to listen to the fans a little bit. And one thing that does make me feel good is Paramount was notoriously known for listening to the fans with the whole Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I think that if you're taking a property that a bunch of fans grew up on and you're making a new version for them, you have to listen to the fans. I've never actually heard of a project that listened to the fans of what they all wanted, like the consensus opinion, and it was bad. Usually, a lot of fans don't like something because it doesn't make any sense, or they shitted on one of their favorite characters or something like that, right? Or it doesn't feel like the same Power Rangers, kind of like the 2017 movie. I thought there were a lot of really good aspects to that movie. I did love the cast. I liked Zordon, I liked Alpha, but some fans weren't a big fan of the whole aesthetic of the movie, and I wasn't. I thought that Angel Grove did not feel like Angel Grove. They took away like that Power Rangers happy vibe. I'm not saying it can't be dark, but when you think of Power Rangers, you do think of like positive vibes, sunny California, some jokes, but also some dark themes sometimes, some battles, Megazords. Like, I'm not saying you need to make it just like the TV show that we grew up on. No, I do want you to make it different. However, if you change the whole vibe of Power Rangers, is it really Power Rangers anymore? And I think that's one of the tougher things that maybe producers, directors, writers might have trouble with, is where do we find that middle ground where it's still Power Rangers, you have that Power Rangers feel to it, that vibe, the Power Rangers energy, if you will, but it's something new geared towards either adults or for the youth. And there's going to be two different strategies there. Like we talked about with the youth, you're going to want to hit them with new stuff. Whatever's popping right now, make it, but make it into Power Rangers, okay? And then with the older show, I don't think you can go wrong by listening to the fans. I always bring up the Master Morpher, and I bet some fans out there are like, man, he always brings up the Master Morpher. But it is a good analogy. Hasbro listened to the fans, aka JDF, who listened to the fans, and they sold that thing out twice in a row. It was nuts. They made some good money. Go out there and listen to the older Power Ranger fans. See what they want. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong, and we are so happy. We do support Hasbro through this. We are hoping for the best, and I think that if they put their money where their mouth is, they could get something good. I think it's a mixture between following trends, trying to get like 25 or 30% of the mainstream, and then making something for the fans. Like, there's millions and millions of Power Ranger fans out there. If you make something that tugs on our heartstrings, we're going to come out and spend that money. And if you could just get a third of the mainstream audience, I feel like that would be a success. You don't need every single person. I always bring up the 2017 movie. We made $150 million on a $100 million budget, and I can tell you, the mainstream audience really didn't go out and see it. It was like a bunch of Power Ranger fans that went out and saw it. I knew several fans that saw this movie over 5 different times. We was running that money up. I also remember when the Blu-ray and DVD came out, that was #1 for like at least a month because the fans were running up those numbers. We do have a fan base that believes in this brand, and if you give us something, we'll go out. But if you're going to make a bigger movie, I think that you do have to bring in that mainstream. And if you could get half of the mainstream market along with the millions of Power Ranger fans, oh good God, that would probably be the #1 movie at the box office that week, whatever week it is, as long as it's not like up against a super Disney juggernaut or something like that. I do believe in this brand, and I believe that if you do it right, put your money where your mouth is and execute a good plan, because you're only as good as your plan, we could see a resurgence in Power Rangers. There are so many characters. When they purchased Power Rangers, they just didn't purchase Power Rangers. They got a bunch of different stuff with it, like VR Troopers and Masked Rider and Mystic Knights and Beetleborgs. And I think they've just been sitting on a lot of characters for a while, figuring out what they're going to do. But I'm crossing my fingers that this whole Paramount thing is real, because we could possibly see them give Power Rangers a Transformers treatment. I'm not saying they're going to be just like Transformers or just like a big budget, but they could care, and they could want to, see this fan base and this product advance. This is a good brand with a good fan base. Yes, there is some negativity, just like every single fan base. But I believe that if done right and with the proper budget, Power Rangers could be back relevant. And we've said for years, we're not stopping until this is a top 5 brand, man. This was a top 5 brand back in the 90s, arguably like the #1 brand for a good 4 or 5 year period. It's not like that no more, but that's okay. We understand some good things come to an end. They kind of ended the old era with Cosmic Fury and Once and Always. Now they're working on something new. We're going to see what happens, but what are your thoughts out there? I think we're going to be doing more videos on this. I think this is just our first video, but let us know what you want to see Hasbro do with Power Rangers. Do you think that PR could get the Transformers treatment? Let me know in the comments, and shout out all the fans out there that take the time out of their day to watch this content. You are the real MVPs and the reason why we can continue to make stuff like this. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time. Peace. I want to give a special shout out to the Gold Ranger members, Salima Ramirez, Stephen Heffelman, Anime King Nick, Louis Cairns, Papillon Purple, Thomas Franco, and Troy Lyon. Thank you guys so much for your support, and if you want a video shout out like this one, sign up to be a Gold Ranger member today. Hey, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button, and if you can, please sign up to be a member today. We have 3 membership power-ups. We have the Gold Ranger power-up, the most popular. You get into our exclusive fan club chat group. We have fan exclusive videos that we are adding monthly now, and you get a video shout out. Yes, folks, at the end of our videos, I will shout out your name. We also have the Quantum Ranger power up where you get monthly meetings online with me. Yes, folks, we will talk once a month on Zoom, and you can give me your ideas for future episodes. And then we have a professional package, the Dr. K power up. That is for businesses that want to tap into the platform. If you guys can, please sign up to be a member today. It is highly appreciated, and it helps us keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Hi, we're Bulk and Skull. We have been requested by the fan club to say something funny.